Hello, hello. It is time for some FACEIT League. We are halfway through week 5, returning here after our break. Coming in, we had a bit of an unusual mid-season break, kind of transitioning from 2025 into 2026. So we're picking back up here, still kind of breaking some of the rust off, getting back in the groove of things. And we're going to get, Dreamlight back on for the second time after coming off their defeat over Arius yesterday in a huge bounce back. This Dreamlight squad had a rough end to the week 4 going into the break and this huge time off. They come back with an enormous dub yesterday, looking to keep that going up against Team Gambit today. Should be an awesome banger match. Before we get into that, I unfortunately have to acknowledge some extremely sad news in our community. As one of the co-owners and board members of Veneer Quick suddenly and unexpectedly passed away last night. And that it's hard to describe the sadness I felt in that. The sadness that is felt in the community and felt by our friends over at Veneer Quick is felt across all of us here. And so I just want to take a moment and acknowledge that and send our deepest condolences over to our friends over at Veneer Quick. Somehow, I mean, the show must go on. We must, continue to come in and we'll go in and compete and do the thing. I mean, it was a competitor, co-owned an esports organization, right? So we're going to keep doing the thing. But our heart breaks for all our friends out there over at Veneer Quick. With that said, somehow we're going to try to move forward and go into this match. It should be a great match. Let's take a look at some standings, and we will. I'll try to lift this back up. God. But somehow we'll try to move forward. We'll try to get in this competition. Dreamlight taking on Gambit. I mean, Dreamlight put up an enormous dub yesterday. God, I mean, it's hard to describe just how much Arius felt like they were just head and shoulders above the rest of the division, right? I promised you a look at standings. Let's go look at those standings. So Arius were undefeated going into yesterday, and nobody else had even, they were 2 games above everybody else with only 4 to 8 games played, right? I mean, it felt like there was an absolute tier break, a pretty good one between Arius and the rest of the division. Well, Dreamlight come through and shattered that yesterday, put up just an enormous performance, and really kind of playing a little bit more traditional, where we've seen Vendetta coming into the meta, and we've seen this really what we've been kind of calling the blender play style, and a little bit of experimentation going on with that. We've started to see like Wuyong Zenyatta, we started to see Ana being played a lot with it. We've seen some strange backlines trying to support the Vendetta. Dreamlight didn't do any of that. Dreamlight came in and played was playing a very classic, like Sojourn Tracer look. And I mean, admittedly, we're like, hey, we were kind of late on the Vendetta train, so we just kind of perfected our classic style. It worked out extremely well against Arius yesterday. So I'm excited to see, does that hold up here? They're going to be going up against a mean Team Gambit. Both of these teams are coming in at 2 losses apiece. I mean, this one feels pretty damn even. Dreamlight will get first pick here. Let me get you some preds. I know it's hard to lift the energy up on such a sad day, but we're gonna try. We're gonna do our best. So we're gonna get you some preds here. Gonna be a Vendetta band out immediately, actually, by Dreamlight, heading into Nepal. So just kind of reinforcing what I was talking about there. Yeah, we're not expecting to see them play that hero today. But let's take a look at Gambit now, and their strength of schedule so far this season. Their losses were early into Starbits and Gas T3. So if we go back and look at standings, Gas T3 only has 2 losses. Starbits is 5-3. But I mean, has taken a win over Dreamlight. We know Starbits is a very strong top 5 competitor here, so no shame in those losses. You do have a win over Mew3 and a win over Yes Yes. These are highly rated teams. Those are significant wins here for Team Gambit. I think we're in for a banger. We're gonna get a Diva ban out of Team Gambit heading into this map 1 of Nepal. Let's get into map 1. Ooh, I gotta be real. I forgot Team Gambit put J9 on this roster. Oh, that's such a J9 from from Super Shy's huge run there a couple seasons ago. Always been an explosive flex CPS. And we also keep an eye on Slow Dive. Slow Dive was our player of the match yesterday in that big dub against Arius. Had an enormous series on the Sojourn. Could really take over. Oop. I was right for a second. We didn't have outlines on. We're good. We're good. Early pressure is a race out, but Appa and Slow Dive actually both take a lot of damage early, and I went to the wrong paw. Should have gone to, like, yeah, Satan's paw here. As this is just a full team right out of the gate from Team Gambit. In that race, I mean, just guessing by the damage done. Look at Satan, J9, Pack, I mean, all in 30% here. Just pour the damage into Appa, and they had to immediately take cover, which left Slow Dive and Tomix a bit open for the taking. So we've got a Gambit cap to start. Well, Slow Dive trying to sneak in solo through Kitchen. Well, it looks like the rest of the team was rotating down low. I was distracted. I don't know. Sorry. I hope what I said earlier was okay. I hope it was... You know, my heart was in the right place. Oh, Pack's gonna get popped. I've never had to do anything like that before. It's distracting. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time bouncing back. And I didn't even know the person personally. That's okay. We'll lock in. And keep moving forward, right? Keep moving forward. Show must go on. So I was going to drop in an OC, and that was whittled down to next to nothing. But a beautiful sound barrier comes in. Gambit just hold the line. Apon cannot get through the door. Don't even think they got up to their first ultimate on that one. I mean, just a overwhelmingly dominant performance. Yeah, there was only one death. Pack's death, I think in the very first fight, was the only death. Slow Dive, I mean, does put up an enormous amount of damage, but it's not enough to really convert anything. Meanwhile, you know, Apon is left fairly quiet. As is Gucci. We'll continue with the mirror. Oh, scratch that. Gucci's going to go into an echo here after the rollout. Oh, but J9, how? How? J9 already popped Slow Dive with a right click. Oh. I told y'all J9 was explosive. I told y'all this player is explosive. wide split here. Look how, I mean, coast to coast approach here from Dreamlight. Up on comes the focus, getting the brunt of all the aggro. Gucci tries to kind of move in over the steps, see if they can provide some damage, but is forced back out to that opposite side once again. Hide in their little cubby with the Mega. Playing a little peekaboo, coincidentally enough, but up on already below half health. Let's get in here as the teleporter back into the back line. Ooh, the save. I think Poro plays win. See it efficient. See if they can find any nice juicy support so they can hook in. You know, it's like fishing when you just like reach your hand and grab the fish out of the lake. It's that kind of fishing. You're just like, whoosha! That's the sound you make. That's the sound you make when you pull the fish out of a lake with your bare hands. Have you done it? You don't know. Poor Place is going to hunt down numerous kills. I believe that was a 3-piece. I actually don't think of Gucci is playing a whole lot of Sim. Speaking of, I think of Gucci as mostly a Tracer player, but I mean that's not. There's people who know better than I do out there, so somebody else probably has a more definitive answer on that. Dueling, crossing, Kitsune rushes, but hey, you know what? The Gucci Echo comes up with gold here. Much needed kills. I think for the first time in this map, we will get a fight win out of Dreamlight. The entire volley doesn't land, but hey, you know what? Maybe Dreamlight just need a map to warm up. And then finally get percentage on the board. We'll have some ultimates coming into this using only that Kitsune rush to win this fight, but same can be said for the other side. I was bragging about Slowdive. What a great match they had yesterday. Satan's beat him to the overclock in this pivotal fight. Right after he's going to get the beat down. J9 throws up a shield. They continue to move forward. Oppon's in a bit of trouble. Slowdive just now getting that OC online. But Central Oppon's already been run over by the Annihilation. Good headshot lands, and Satan put back in spawn. Good shot on Aku as well. Slowdive might be starting to heat up a little bit, but you don't have any time left to give. Pearl plays, popping the form on point. That armor running out. 96% on the clock. Slowdive or someone's going to have to get the touch here. Peekaboo, a.k.a. Gucci, is still lurking. Dancing in off the corner, but Daz no more flight. Oh, dies actually just as the flight came back online. Off returns to the Annihilation, but it's all too little, too late, I'm afraid, here to bounce back in this fight. Dreamlight will get the 1, but that was the only team fight they're going to win. Gambit, take map 1. All right. I mean, a dominant beyond dominant map there out of Gambit. Holy cow. And after we just saw Dreamlight do what they did yesterday, like, where does this leave Gambit? My goodness. I mean, you know, we don't want to judge too much on one map, but holy cow, after that performance, man, I have questions. I have questions across the board of this entire division right now. We are going to get the Route 66 pick. This was an enormous pick out of Dreamlight yesterday. They were able to full hold areas on this map. They are going to in turn ban the Diva, which Gambit banned the Diva last map. Nobody wants to play Diva, apparently. Let's look at some stats there from map 1. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Dreamlight won a single team fight. Maybe 2. I think there was more trades. I think they actually got some trades more than winning a second team fight. Poro plays 18-1, walks away with top damage. Slow dive 5,900, and Zatan at 6,100, comparing your hit scans. J9, right there with him though, with 6K in the Symmetra. We're gonna get a Tracer ban here out of Gambit. I think of Gucci as a Tracer player, so I mean this is very much trying to target perhaps, you know, maybe a more limited player pool. Here for Views taking on 721, and Eobzu taking on Veneer Quick. Both are key matchups to keep an eye on here today as well. So a lot of action happening today. But as you can hear, we are finally getting loaded into Route 66 as we're getting ready for our map 2.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
The Vendetta is in play, no longer banned out here by Dreamlight. Well, it was banned by Dreamlight. It is in play by Gambit. Just to clarify that. Gucci picks up another flower, heading into the far. Oh. With such a good skin. The poor skin is so good. Big key difference here is Winston versus the Zarya. Very different strategies between your two tanks. You see them backing up, preparing. It was just a little poke damage. And it's gonna be Dreamlight's turn to go. We'll see what Opon wants to do. Are you gonna try to just move up, bubble up, and take the slow approach? I mean, this is all gonna need a lot of time. Yeah, so jump up, bubble on the corner. Gotta be cautious at J9. Maybe perhaps trying to surround J9, but that is a lot of damage into the Winton. Opon trying to back away. We're gonna get the Whirlwind Slice in, catches up, and Opon gets cut down. So just that slight little misstep, and man, that one little overstep, and the Winston just eats so much damage from the Vendetta Zarya combo. You see the Zarya is able to kind of step out in between Central Opon and the rest of the team, blocks a lot of the healing there with their own bubble and just the pressure they're putting out with their own photon cannon. Photon versus Tesla. Kitsu. Online by a considerable margin here for the defense. Ahead of the other team by a considerable margin, that is. But a good disengage out of Dreamlight. You gotta utilize, I think you gotta get some corral going on with the Pharah. The Pharah's gotta get involved in here with like pushing them down off the high ground, or you know, maybe pushing them in, you know, corralling them back into cover. Where Slowdive can pick him off, perhaps. Oh, but J9's already worked it behind. Good cover. Good peel from everybody on the team. Now Slowdive pops Aku. Oh. What a shot there. I mean, a barrage directly on top of both bubbles. Bloodborne plays back to space and beyond. Return from whence you came. We'll double tap up top. I asked for Peekaboo to get more involved in this, and Gucci has delivered. Looking for the 3. What a terrible time to reload. But it's enough to get this cart into point B. Start setting up some space here. Slowdive definitely starting to heat up here, and Gucci continues to be a threat and involved in the fights. Both coming up with big picks. So high ground control, it's tough to push out here. Those bubbles are going to get rid of them fast. It's up to J9. J9 trying to sneak around. Has the Sundering Blade. Gets the bubble. Able to clear off the high ground. Create an opening. Now we're going to get the Kitsu to escort the rest of the team onto the point where J9 regroups. Dreamlight wants high ground control back. Central up on and Gucci trying to fight for it. Playing around the corner. Watch for Gucci sneaking on this left-hand side. Very strong spot. Oh, just narrowly misses Aku with that direct. 84 towards the barrage. Slow dive with an OC. Playing, I mean, kind of right down the middle. This looks like Dreamlight just in full control of the map. Left, right, and center. Slow dive with 2. Opon's low, but the rest of the Gambit defense, yeah, everybody was just hanging on by a thread. Poor Plays is still alive here, somehow survived through all that. But there you go, the barrage will end that real quick. Sundering Blade only dropped at the 2nd level. It's enough to confirm a kill here. Rod FD goes down, Sound Barrier lands from Aku. I'm confident this would actually hit. I'm not so sure about, well, I guess that was Rod FD's, wasn't it? I wasn't so sure about the earlier Sound Barrier. It may have been Aku's, actually. Zatan is just good. Yeah, I don't no, we're not talking about people cheating. Like, or at least not FACEIT in my chat. But I have never heard anything bad said about Zatan, ever. And Zatan's been around for as long as I've been casting. But yeah, no, I usually catch wind of the ones who get commonly FACEITed. And I don't think I've ever heard a bad thing spoken about Zatan. Now, the bad internet thing is true. Can vouch for that. Oh. Kitsu, actually double support available here for the attacking Dreamlight. And this is a powerful spot for a Kitsune rush. Zatan needs to find something with this now, but the Sound Barrier from Rod FD is perfect. This is going to escort Slow Dive and Central up on into a beautiful position. The Kitsu is still in the pocket here to help finish the map. Just under 90 seconds remaining. Central up on will find Pac before the Swift Step is online. Or had a target, whichever the case may be. Before they're able to get out. 70 seconds to go. Dueling Kitsune rushes. Which, I mean, I will say Zarya just gets enormous value in a Kitsu, just inherently. You just get bubbles at the speed of light. So we're going to get them traded. Yeah, there's just too much damage up front. Dreamlight tried to just go front to back here. I think that was a mistake. They didn't really play around the high ground, didn't really take any angles on them, and just got a little stubborn and tried to bulldoze right through a Kitsune Rush Zarya. That was just too much, not to mention the Vendetta in the mix as well. So, there we go. Now we're getting Gucci. And there's the barrage. Trying to get at least pull on this left-hand side. Create an opening. You do end up trading 1-for-1. Taking Aku out, which had the Sound Barrier. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Dreamlight will be able to capitalize on that as Aku has now spawned. So, you're not able to leverage that into enough kills where the Sound Barrier would be more desperate than important. We're going to get one final good fight here where the defense have a massive advantage in the form of a couple of ults. But now they are down 1. Sound Barrier lands, does hit all 4. Sundering Blade gets 2! Oh, no. And there's the follow-up and the cleanup and the hold here out of Team Gambit. Dope.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Slow dive definitely waking up here a bit with that, just shy of 10k in that attack. I feel like Route 66 is pretty defender heavy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the pain.
No changes compositionally from either squad coming into this defense, or the second round, should I say. Team Game's approach definitely a bit different here. Knowing that they have the frontline pressure, are just going to slow and steady walk this thing. Then the bubble up to J9. A little slow jump up top. But once again, more of just a slow and steady walk of the cart. Kind of force the issue more than you're trying to clear the high ground off directly. More of an indirect clearing of the high ground. So Peekaboo drops, try to put some pressure onto Poro Plays, burn through some of those bubbles, perhaps. Give Central Opon a chance to focus on some squishies. But Opon eventually has to come back, try to help out on Cart. Jumps to the back line. J9 gets a big critical hit on Gucci. Has to fly away. Fortunately, has that cooldown. Slow dive trying to cover from the back. But everybody's at half health for this defense. Central Opon just eventually gets overwhelmed here on the Cart. Gucci's able to get a barrage down, but everybody backs away. Satan finds the kill. And Gambit's slow and steady method will eventually work its way right into point B. Aku has a beat. Well, that was a lot of damage. Dropped down that block broke right at the last second. Check out this Satan OC from across the way. That was not Satan. that was not Satan. Do you think the Winton has Winton plushies? I mean, I would. Nice little two-piece from Satan to close that out. Poro Plays survives on like a speck of health there at the end, and all it took was that overclock to win this one out. Oh shoot, I didn't do points or prints for map 2, did I? I'm so sorry. Or did I? I don't even know. I don't think I did. I don't think I closed out prints for map 1. Slow dive OC from the high ground after the grab sound barrier exchange. Oh, then I miss a big ult fight because I'm worried about Preds. I'm dumb. You think with the extra Kitsu, I mean, it has given an advantage here to the defense. It is clearly they found Pack early in that fight, denying the Kitsune rush out of that fight. Oh, good boot. Puts Central up on an interesting spot. Their defense gonna get aggressive here. Picking up an early pick on his top, perhaps recognizing they were at an ult disadvantage. Just try to go first. Sundering Blade thrown on the point doesn't do a whole lot, but Opon was hovering about the 100 health mark. Jumps up to the high ground. Gucci barrage over the point, does a bit of damage, but doesn't get any kills directly. Combined, though, with the disruptor shot and everybody else. Look at all the assists there. They eventually fend off the Vendetta and the rest of Gambit. So, I mean, that was 2 meters left to go. Two minutes on the clock as well. Poro Plays decided to match the Winton. Oh, big damage in over the top. The Gucci just lurking on this rooftop in all corners, making sure Poor Place doesn't sneak around. As soon as that happens, you can see each attempt from the other side. But sound barrier in. I think Poor Place is in trouble here. He got stuck, caught down low, and then just wasn't enough to answer. Aqua was about 5% away from their own beat to match. But OC down low, the defensive Dreamlight jumps up into the bubble. Satan had an awkward angle to try to shoot up the rest of the team. Opon is low, but slow dive gets a mean shot in. So there's zero threat of the long range pressure. Opon's able to get topped up and continue to leapfrog. Hold space all the way up to the arches, all the way up to the big metal doors. Important sound barrier play here. It's me, slow dive with the OC. Hitting Poor Place as soon as they left it. Oh, what a jump shot! Hits Satan square in the noggin. A beautiful shot. And that one hurts. That one can be back-breaking here for Team Gambit. You'll see Opon and Gucci finding some nice closeout kills here in the winning seconds of this map, too. But the two PAs from Slow Dive. Ooh. I think the nails were put in the coffin during that overclock. Dreamlight will tie up this series.
This ends now.
Yeah, this is it right here. Oh, as the beat was coming in as well. Right, you can like it hit. You could see the waves of the sound barrier coming in just as the shot landed. Like that was split second. That was so split second on getting that sound barrier to that headshot landing. Wow, gorgeous play. What a gorgeous play out of Slow Dive. Continues to be impressive. Team Gambit will go Suravasa, choose Ramacha, and stay on the left-hand side. Surprisingly, I say choose Ramacha. I mean ban Ramacha. Choose to ban Ramacha. You know what I meant. Oh, you know what I meant. Let's go look at some stats there from map 2. What stands out in the stats? Slow Dive dropping the 30, 33 and 5, 15k damage. Outpaced Satan by about 2.5k there in that map too. Outpaced everybody else in the lobby by a significant margin, rather, other than Gucci and the Pharah. But, you know, nearly 4k more damage than both tanks. I'm sorry I missed map 2. I'm so sorry. It's a Lifeweaver ban. Okay. That's a second ban, too. Interesting. I don't know what to make of this. Hey, we saw a Mercy ban yesterday, so it's... I thought, you know, theorized it could have been a Protect at that point, but this is a second ban. So it's, you know, it's not a Protect. It might just be a, hey, we both want to play the same backline. We both kind of want to play the same things. Or maybe there's something more to it. Maybe there's something more to it. Let's see. We'll find out. Let's get into Suravasa. It's time for map 3.
Initial flashpoint. Mark it.
Right, right to stairs. Both teams in Winston compositions. J9 does pull off the Vendetta, but it's really kind of normal around it. It's just Tracer, Lucio Kiri around that. No surprises out of Dreamlight. Once again, they haven't really played the Vendetta comps, right? From what we've seen, they like to stick with the Sojourn Tracer. There's a little more classic Overwatch 2 look, right? Very fundamental. Very, very fundamental composition. Poor play's taking a lot of damage, and I mean, there's part of the power of what the Tracer brings to the table is able to adjust, you know, a lot faster. As maneuverable as a Vendetta is, it's still no Tracer when it comes to being able to bounce around the map and be in the right place at the right time. And that leads to an opening pick against Poro. And despite the first cap going to Gambit, ooh, I'm saying Dreamlight, we're in a great position. They're not able to take that first cap away. I mean, you got 3 deaths from each team, but still it's 70-0 on the board. And really, I was comparing the Tracer to the Vendetta. I should have been talking about the Soch, because that's what's really the big difference here. We're running a double flex DPS comp here out of Gambit, as Tamayuli is in. Satan subbed out here for map 3. So actually kind of my fault on that. I should have phrased that differently and sooner. Dueling Kitsus. Dreamlight, yeah, it was just rotating until they can get this Kitsune Rush as much covering the point as they can. Pretty even on both sides. Opon did take a lot of damage trying to run in. Oh, let's get to that Poro Primal. Poro, no, but yeah, okay. Makes it back to the other side. Does not get the sound barrier. Sundering Blade unleashed here from J9 will do some damage to Opon, but they're able to just hit the Q and leap right back into the fray. Slow Dive gets 2. Opon gets 2. Beautiful team fight out of Dreamlight. Almost perfectly even trade and ultimates. There's a lot of ults used in that fight. 4 ultimates in particular. Was that all 5? That was all 5 invested from Team Gambit in that fight. It was a 9 ult fight. Peekaboo, Gucci's Pulse is the only ultimate we did not see in that fight. Wow. And they had such good early positioning, I thought. I mean, they had such a good advantage. Poro not getting that sound barrier ends up being a huge detriment. And then the Centering Blade kind of gets wasted, no value, and Opon's able to just primal immediately afterwards, right? So retake here's just a bit of a struggle bus. Good job from Opon kind of dancing around this back right cover. You have no range pressure with the double flex DPS. No lane control at all. So Opon's just able to back away, allow Slow Dive to do their thing. That'll tie us up 1-1 after a very rough opening there for Dreamlight. Watch for Gucci trying to sneak in with that pulse there. Might try to go left-hand side. We'll cut in on that right now, actually. All right, well, that's going to be going on. We'll see if Tamayoli is able to keep Gucci at bay. Especially coming in cold, right? Gucci's had 2 maps to warm up. That in of itself can be a difference maker. Ooh, Tamayoli. Oh! Somehow the blink melee was just a pixel off. Meanwhile, back on the point, Kitsune Russian play has enabled a pick onto Central Opon, which will just get first cap over to Gambit here. I knew I should have just kept an eye on the front line. You know, I had started the Tracer duel. I wanted to see it through, okay? Gucci does eventually win out said Tracer duel. All the way into the second fight. Consider Russian play here from Dreamlight as well. They will reconvene on the point where Poro plays, greets everybody with some giant angry Winton fists. Sound barrier play. Oh, no, when you get baited the edge. Run FD with a massive boop. I thought Poro play, I mean, I know Poro plays, saw the opportunity, was like, oh, the whole team's by the edge, I've got Primal Rage. Oh, and Rod FD just completely matadors. Central Opon goes right through the red cape, off the edge. The Matador move. Wow, what a play. What a play on a Rod FD. Slow dive with an overclock now. This does... I don't know, I honestly didn't see if it was in response or just kind of meeting somebody on the other side, but slow dive ends up getting to Napon, gets their primal out. Despite early losses, Gambit actually found first pick here. They kind of just got to sheepishly back away and hide inside the healing bubble. J9 on a bit of a sneaky mission. A little sneaky sneak. Up to the high ground. That gets the swift step out. We're running the mark, too. Oh, that's going to be a Sundering Blade from the Bell. Trying to look at the tank. Can't quite find it. Up on jumps to either side. Regroup with the team. Bubble already used. Here comes Gucci across. That gets Suzu out. Perfect opportunity to try to throw in his pulse, but Akitsu now in play out of Gambit. Forces a disengage, and Dreamlight have to kind of just wait for their turn. Sounds like J9 looping around this right-hand side. Okay, no. It's just going to come back to main. We will get the clockwise rotation out of both teams, as a matter of fact. Intercept from Portal Play. Looking for something. It's J9 who will find it, and what a good one to find. You can take down slow dive right as the Kitsune Rush comes out. Overtime now ticking away. Gambit moves on to the point. It is Dreamlight in control. Now Gambit is moving on to the point, rather. Gambit will get this flip, but they're not able to find any more exit picks. Slow dive, though, in a bit of trouble. Doesn't get regrouped with the rest of the team. And you saw the idea. Dreamlight tried to kind of rotate back around to where they can meet back up with slow dive, but a great intercept there from Portal Plays keeps the player advantage here for Gambit, and they take the 2-1 lead here on Suravasa. The bell rings out, Team Gambit. And we're going right next door to Ruins, which will give them a great defender's advantage, able to just set up here. Oh, no. Sorry. It's what I get for trying to be fancy and use my right hand on my stream deck while I was holding, like, the mouse, or while holding the camera with, anyway. Yeah. I try to get fancy and cross-hand stuff. No. Apparently Control-C just leaves comments, so I can't slow ride the camera and hit, Control F3, rather. I guess it'd be F. Anyway. Some other FK. Some FK! Primal Rage in play for both of our teams. Actually, let's check out this slow dive OC. A bit of chaos. Gambit have first cap. There was a couple of different fights going on, and both Winstons end up falling through the exchange of DPS ultimates. Oh, the big overhead takes Rod FD down, and J9 will help finish off that team fight. Late return there in the Kitsu. Talk about the inherent value of a Zarya inside of a Kitsune Rush. Man, I feel the same is true of the Vendetta as well. Get those cooldowns back so fast. Opon just gets brutally shredded by the Vendetta. And Gambit have just got this one all locked. Just so much close quarters damage, close quarters fighting potential. And this double flex DPS comp. It works out for Gambit here on Suravasa. They take the lead of the series. That was kind of a wild ending cam. Like the whole team was like sitting on Suravasa there. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that. Like, they were all in their victory poses spots, but my free camp was like just happened to be hovering over where the victory poses take place. I don't think that's ever happened. I wish I'd done more with it. I was a little confused. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I have control of this camera. I wish I'd done more with it. We could have done something really fun, but I only had a split second to acknowledge what was happening. All right, there'll be a sim ban here out of Dreamlight as we head into map 4 in this Runasapi pick. Now, you know, the Vendetta ban used early. Is that going to come back to haunt them? Is that an adjustment we see out of Dreamlight moving forward? Looking at some stats there from map 3. What's standing out, friends? Slow dive kept quieter. Slow dive kept quieter. Seem to be kind of the focus there out of Team Gambit. Has most deaths on the team for Dreamlight. You know, Gambit has to respect that, and it does feel like they're trying to keep the Sojourn out of there as much as possible. I was going to say the Symmetra ban kind of protecting that Sojourn as well, but did we see the Sojourn ban already? Did the Sojourn ban already get used? Because Dreamlight banned Diva first map. They banned Tracer second map, that's right. So we have not seen the Sojourn ban come out yet. And it's going to be a Winston ban this time around. So, Dreamlight do protect that Sojourn with this Symmetra ban, for sure. Which I think is key. I think that is key to forcing this map 5, particularly on Runasapi. Let's get a map 4.
Ready for battle. Five, four, three, two, one. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Whoop. No, that's what I want. Okay, so Gucci's actually going to match the Vendetta here. I think that this is very telling. Did not expect to see Dreamlight trying to pull off this composition whatsoever, but they are going to go with the Zara Vendetta. You see the bubbles used immediately. Ooh, that is both bubbles out of Poro. Poro's in a bit of trouble here. You do still have a slow dive in this Soj. And Historic, well, yesterday excelled in these Zarya compositions. He was able to find a lot of room to work. Already some early damage here, but it's Aku with a big 2Ps to kick off this map 4. My goodness. J9 follows up. Poro's able to stay alive through that despite the early pressure there out of slow dive. And you do have Satan coming back in, something certainly worth mentioning. You do have Satan coming back in, so matching the Sojourn here, we are getting mirror comps. No more double flex DPS look. I mean, you just got these long streets, right? I mean, you can kind of see like where the bot is, to where Satan is, to where Dreamlight is, right? You just got these long sidelines. The Sojourn is so powerful in controlling these lanes. Putting pressure down where the enemy team has to respect it. You have to acknowledge it. You have to do something about it. Peekaboo is able to force Satan off of that angle. Very much doing something about it. Thought about giving chase. Just as they come back, the sound barriers drop, though, and Aku saves yet another fight, seemingly. Four plays ends up sending themselves to spawn, unfortunately, with a unfortunate right click. Dies to misfortune? Something like that. But Gambit still take the fight win. We'll get a checkpoint here. And that misfortune is the only fatality so far out of Team Gambit. Damn it, no. Keep going. I should have just kept going down. They will abandon it. They have to back up and wait for their tank. Dueling Kutsus, dueling overclocks. Oh, the jump bullet brought down. It's J9 who interrupts that big jump. We did get a sound barrier in play here from Rod FD, but really no value on the back of that additional sustain. So with that fading, Dreamlight are kind of feeling on the back foot. Up on trying to back away, alleviating some pressure, drops the grab. Grab hits threes, the Todd kills them. As Poro Plays comes in from behind and responded with a Graviton Surge of their own. Gambit had the answers every step of the way, and surviving that sound barrier was clutch. So third fight win in a row here for him. And Gambit are looking mean. J9 in this Vendetta has just been sick. Has been so ruthless. And coming off the back of just seeing Dreamlight, dismantle Arius yesterday and one of our best teams in the division. And now, I mean, so we know the strength of this Dreamlight squad. We know the strength of Slowdive and Oppod and company. But Gambit have had their rhythm, have kind of had their way with them in this one. Now, Zoo, thank you so much for the tier 1 for 4 months in a row. Enormous. Enormous. Thank you so much. Sound barrier in play. Gucci not able to find anything with the Sundering Blade. Although J9 is in way too deep. They're able to get the bubble. No, they're not able to get out. Rod FD will hunt that one down. So an important kill there. Let's get back to the front line. Where Gucci's got a bubble and a Suzu and everything they need, but the Fox in from Team Gambit. And, well, there was no surviving that for Gucci. Well, that was a good boot. Poro Plays. Nice move there for Rod FD. Booped Poro Plays kind of off to the left, it looked like. Maybe it was a Gucci whirlwind. I don't think so, though. I think that was Poro, I think that was Rod FD. Nice little move to reclaim some space here, but I mean, 5 minutes to go, 129 to 10. Once again, dueling OCs. Rod gets the sound barrier down, and what an enormous sound barrier it is. There was a grab, a Sundering Blade, and an overclock, and Rod FD basically blocked all 3 of those enormous ultimates with one well-timed beat. That was perfect. I say music is all about timing. As a drummer, I approve. That was right in the pocket there for Rod FD. Big grab out of Poro Plays. I mean, excuse me, out of Oppon. We just talked about Poro Plays grab already being used. But you just trade out your Vendettas for that. So now it's going to be a battle of the Zarya's up front. And how much room can you get the soldiers? Poro Plays getting melted. You see, I mean, just melt through those bubbles. Don't let them stand. Don't let them have any room. Every centimeter precious for both of these squads. The Vendettas are back into the fight. Kitsune out of pack. Pushes Gambit up the hill. A good disengage out of Dreamlight. They wait. They slingshot, responding with their own Kitsune rush. Tried to see if they could catch anybody sleeping, but an equally good disengage available with the amp speed available. Now, sound barrier from Akko could be the difference maker in this fight. Maybe even this series. That's going to hit all 5 and try to surge forward. All bubbles available in play. All guns pointed at Oppon me initially. And with the Zarya down, it's clean up from here. What a back and forth fight. Gambit had all the answers once again. Golden Luffy and Aniov come through with follows. Thank you so much. We have not fixed the overlays just yet, no. But I don't think mid-season patch drops till tomorrow. We'll get. Hopefully they'll fix that kill feed tomorrow. Oh, Runasapi going down there. That's not good. That's not good. That's your sound barrier gone. There's a grab. About to hit. Nothing to hold this back. Poro plays, cleans up gorgeously. That was just picture perfect. Just seemed like physics at that point. Slow Dive trying to save the series. Peekaboo hit there with the Sundering Blade, is able to get onto the point. The Satan takes them down. Slow Dive fights J9, but somebody's got a touch! Satan kills Slow Dive, and there's no DPS left, but Opon manages to stop the cart. I mean, just centimeters before disaster. But still, Gambit are here. Oh, as I say, that Poro plays is no longer here. Satan still wants to see if they can clutch. Not gonna happen. Slow Dive not gonna let you get away with that. All right. You have 80 seconds to play with. Dreamlight, you've got a lot of meterage to make up. About 105 meter deficit here. K1 Song, maybe Kiss Song. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Sundering Blade versus Graviton Surge. Watch for a beat late. Poro's able to find Gucci. Is not a good start. Gucci gets caught out at the jump pad. Oh, but so does Aku. So never mind about that beat late. It's going to be super late if it does land. Let's back up here. Where were we at? It was a 3v3 Slow Dive here, right? And that was a very aggressive position for Slow Dive. It's a risky move and a bloody fight. We are now at a 3v3 after another exchange. J9 taken down late. 17 seconds to go. Kitsune Rush and Graviton Surge still available here for Dreamlight as they round into the courtyard. They're going to go ahead and throw the Kitsune right on top of Poro. Poro trying to disengage, and here comes all the pressure. Gucci has given up on the Vendetta, comes back on the Tracer here just to regroup that much faster into this fight. Maybe go take some high ground. With a Sundering Blade, J9 awaits. Kitsune now in play. J9 goes up into the air. The Sundering Blade right on top of the bubble. Tries to crush off him, but they're able to avoid the damage. Satan fights Slow Dive in the thick of this, though. But overwhelming forces will take J9 down. Poro plays... I mean, died early in the fight. I mean, an important fight for Dreamlight. They keep their hopes alive here in the series. It does cost them both of those ultimates, but you're going to have a sound barrier coming back into this. I didn't see Aku's sound barrier land. Did Aku's sound barrier land? Satan tried to end the series right here and now. Overclock in play, but Runasapi drops the bait. Gucci does not hit the pulse, but they're able to move up and kind of secure space all the way up to the archway. A moment for Dreamlight to breathe. Are we still 5 strong? We are. Runasapi is at the bottom of your screen. J9 is in. No ultimates here for Team Gambit. Slow Dive. Try to extend this. Looking for map 5. Cannot find the Zarya. Zarya does a good job. Poro plays just dono walling that right-hand side. Building up towards this grab if they can stay alive long enough. Gucci at 1 health. Somehow surviving on the thread. No! Aku comes up with yet another big play in the map and will take them down. +1. No, equalized. Slow Dive will find an important kill, but Aku gets another one into this fight. You have got to be kidding me. It's Aku to save the day. J9 gets 2 and Gambit close out the series in a 3-1. It is Aku who started this map off with a 2-piece, will bookend it with an important pair of kills here in a clutch final fight. And the Dreamlight fans are heartbroken out there. Unbelievable. Stats there for map 4. Poro plays and Satama both share top elims at 27 apiece. Both are 27 and 6. Both have 10.8k damage. That is actually kind of uncanny. Both, like, the only thing that could have been better is if they both had 8 assists, right? Like, even like the fact that 0 and 8 are so closely related just in visual representation is incredible. What? That's nuts. That's nuts. Same brain cell. Same brain cell. Let's go. Fewest deaths go to Pac in that final map. Most damage actually does go to Slow Dive, as Opon also had 10.8k damage. It is like perfectly in between these two, hilariously enough. What a match. What a very close match. I mean, it was absolutely one fight from going to a map 5. Would not have surprised me in the slightest. Definitely seeing, I mean, you know, Team Gambit had the edge there because those early wins were monstrous, just too much of a deficit. Dreamlight made a good run out of it, you know. When we say 80 seconds to go and a 105-meter deficit, you know, I mean, like, it was Gambit's map for the most part, and Dreamlight trying to just kind of fight an uphill battle at the very end, but just not quite enough in the tank. Almost had it. Almost had it. That final fight even was so close. Absolutely, it was a fun match. GG's all around. Very fun match. May go to Poro Plays as your player of the match here today. Just holding down that front line. I mean, J9 was my other consideration. The other name that popped into my head, to be perfectly honest, was J9. I mean, Flex DPS player, I mean, pulling out the Vendetta, where we saw Dreamlight able to handle the Vendetta. You know what? I'm going to go with Satan just for that fact. I mean, with J9 just for that fact. Just because Dreamlight handled Arius's Vendetta. And it looked really good yesterday when we saw them in the Tracer Soge. But, I mean, J9's Vendetta was too much for him. You know, consistently an enormous amount of pressure. I mean, you can see the 10k damage there in that map 3 dub on Suravasa. A near 10k performance on Runasapi as well. Had it banned out in the first map, so, you know, it's not as impactful in the first map. But when they're able to play the Vendetta, had enormous impacts every single time. So I'm going to give it to J9's Vendetta. You know, kind of joining up with this Gambit squad. And, wow. Gambit move up to 5-2. I don't even know what to make of this anymore, right? Feels like anybody could take, you know, top 1, 2, 3 here at Massive Vision. So competitive as we're getting into the back half of this season 7. I cannot wait to see what the rest of the season holds.